Hello, it is Friday, April 29th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Friday puzzle, so we are dispensing with the themes. Nothing as complicated or elusive as yesterday's theme will be in store for us today. It's a themeless puzzle, our first of two for the week. And this first of two themeless editions of the Daily Solve has been brought to you by Joe Percy, Joseph Schwalbach, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster and the invaluable Timothy Mark. So thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for contributing directly to this channel and helping make this a sustainable part of my daily work. I do very much appreciate that. So thank you to them and to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign. And as a reminder, if you do that, you get access to all of the videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. So do enjoy those if you're a contributor, and thank you if so. And do subscribe to the channel as well. That's free. Another thing that's free is joining the the Daily Solve Discord chat server, which contains the Constructors Corner channel. If you'd like to solve crosswords made by members of this community, that's free. You get an additional channel if you're a Patreon backer as well. And I think that's it. So let's get on to today's puzzle. This is a themeless Friday puzzle, of course. It's been constructed by Erica Sung Wojcik, who is a debut constructor. So welcome to Erica. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. And let's just get on with it. We're ready to start solving. Let's go. Clean. This could be any number of things, really. Clean has, I feel, many possible meanings. Floats probably ends with an S. Show featuring Bo and Yang for short. I don't think I know this person, but I'm wondering if it starts with an S and it's in three letters. I'm wondering if it's SNL, Saturday Night Live. It may well be. So let's try that. And does that help? Klein, who once managed the Beatles and Rolling Stone. Boy, I'm not sure. I mean, the Beatles manager was famously Brian Epstein, but obviously that's not the answer here. Pitch, a spiel. Could be delivering a sales pitch, a spiel. Clean. Dust, maybe? You dust your furniture, you clean it. I'm not very confident about this. It's one of many possible meanings clean could have, but not necessarily the only or correct one. Cape Blanc, place where the Pacific and Atlantic meet. Where the Pacific and Atlantic meet. Cape Town? Would that be at the... I suppose this would happen at the tip of... or Cape Horn? This would be either at the tip, I guess, of what, South America or Africa? Does that make sense? Am I thinking about this properly? I feel as though I'm overcomplicating this in my mind, perhaps. Big brand of kibble. Yeah, this might be right, because Alpo, I recognize as the name of a pet food brand, a dog food brand. Floats Klein. Alan Klein? What's funny is we could spell Klein in here, which I don't think is correct. Klein. But Alan would fit. I don't think I know that name, but it would fit. Clean. Wash. That's much better than dust. Why did I think of dust before I thought of wash for clean? Who knows? Floats. Wafts on the air. Floats through the air. All right, this all looks okay. So I think Cape Horn, I think my inference was correct. A dalliance could be a flirtation. A brief romantic episode, perhaps. Romeo and Juliet is a teen drama? Is that? Doesn't seem quite right to me. It's sort of a weird way to describe Romeo and Juliet, but let's see. A Shakespeare could be an emir, as in emirate, that meaning of emir. Stock exchange. Now there's a question mark meaning a bit of pun or wordplay. So does this mean something like you're swapping oxen or livestock somehow? I wonder. I'm not sure. Brims. So this could be brims as in brims of a hat, but it also could be brims as a verb, meaning brimming with activity, teeming with activity. So it could be teams, maybe? Stock exchange. Oh, moose. So maybe it is livestock, and it's an exchange. In other words, a sort of conversation in a punny sort of way between livestock. So cows, in this case, mooing at one another. That's very funny. Bit of info for an accountant. An accountant in the U.S. anyway might need your SSN, your social security number, in order to submit a tax return. So that could be correct. Anthony of In the Heights. Ramos, maybe? Don't think I know. I didn't see In the Heights. I'm not sure about this. Put down the hatch. Eat up. You put food down the hatch. You eat it up, maybe? Waiting for Godot. E.g. Waiting for Godot. It's a play. So what is this? Romeo and Juliet. Teen. Oh, maybe it's just teenagers. And put down the hatch is not eat up, but eaten, because put, of course, could be referring to something that's happening right now. I put it, you will, well, or now or in the future, you will put it down the hatch. Or it could be something that happened in the past. He put it down the hatch. He's eaten it. He's put it down the hatch. Eaten's. Because then Romeo and Juliet could simply be teenagers, which is a very straightforward way to interpret this. Does that help? Waiting for Godot here. Tragedy? Doesn't really sound right to me. It's not how I would characterize that play. Tragic irony? Is there any way that's right? I really don't know what this is. Item at a TSA checkpoint. Oh, a bin. Montreal's Côte Saint-Luc, maybe? St. Luke? Not really sure. I'm sort of putting guess upon guess here, but starting to become a little bit, well, tragic anyway looks right. I don't know about irony. An infant's mind, according to John Locke. Well, it looks like tabula rasa, blank slate. I don't think I knew this quote as attributed to John Locke necessarily, but it makes sense that an infant's mind would be tabula rasa, would be a blank slate. A diving bird. Oh, a loon. A loon is a diving bird, right? It's just you and me, baby. It's just you and me, baby. I'm not sure what that's... I think this will be clever, but maybe I'm not clever enough to see it immediately. Rhetorical question of self-deprecation. Who are you? I mean, it was self-deprecation, though, so it needs to refer to oneself. I really don't know about this irony. What about this? Blank plus Anais baby care brand. I have no idea. I mean, I do think Waiting for Godot could be described as tragic irony. I mean, I do think it's entirely plausible. I just don't know. Can't tell if it's what the clue actually wants. A bundle could be a heap or a pile or a ream or Anne? Could this be Anne, maybe? The name. Blank whoopee, jazz standard. Macon whoopee, I think, is a jazz standard. Maybe not. I guess I shouldn't prejudge this. I have no idea what it is. Rhetorical question of self-deprecation. This really looks like who are, but how do we get that to be self-deprecatory? Self-deprecating, sorry. Holiday? It's just you and me, baby. Holiday. Oh, holiday for two? Is that what this is? Wow. I think that might be what that is. It's just you and me, baby. It's a holiday for two. Wow. So bundle, and then largest city in the U.S. that's not a county seat. Oh, I have no idea. Where Oliver Hazard Perry said, "We have met the enemy and they are ours." I don't know. I mean, the quote is sort of vaguely familiar to me, but that's not helping me solve this. It's on the road again. A refurb, It's on the road again. A something. Does that help? Symptoms of stress, it said. I don't know. Probably ends in an S. Org that merged with AFTRA. Maybe this isn't a holiday for two. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, wait. The CIO? That's a big labor. So AFTRA is a performing arts union, I think, in the United States. And they've merged with SAG. It's the Screen Actors Guild. You always hear SAG-AFTRA. So is there a way that this could be... God, I really like holiday for two. I really want that to be the answer. But the CIO is another big labor union in the U.S., so is there some way that that's the answer? Oh, Patria blank, Aida Aria. Oh, I'm actually not sure. Day. Item of punk jewelry. I don't know. A nose ring. What else? I think I might be... Let's see. Oh, eerie sounding instruments that are played without physical contact. Okay, I think I'm just piling incorrect guess on incorrect guess. I don't think any of this is right. Because eerie sounding instruments that are played without physical contact are theremins. And if you don't know what a theremin is, look up a recording of one and you'll definitely recognize the sound. It's used in, certainly was extremely commonly used in science fiction films of the mid 20th century, 20th century or so. You'd play it by controlling the proximity of your hand to a sort of antenna. And it has a very distinctive sound as a result. Peak, also known as Mongebello. Etna, maybe? Blank Technica website. Ars Technica is a website I know of. He called Hulk a friend from work in a Marvel movie. I mean, this must be Thor, I guess. And item of punk jewelry, a nose ring. Okay, well, I'm very sad about holiday for two, but oh well. Maybe it'll be something else that I enjoy. Victor Blank, Nobel winner for the discovery of cosmic rays. Hess? Yes, it must be Hess, because guiding principles would be an ethos, or an ethic, I guess. An ethos seems more accurate to me with the definition. Reverential term of address. Okay, no, it's ethic. Because a reverential term of address could be sire. You're addressing a monarch. False and malicious. Salacious? That doesn't quite fit. What about this? Symptoms of stress, it said. People always say an ulcer as a result of stress. So the organization that merged with AFTRA is indeed SAG. It was my first thought. So holiday for two conclusively has been dead. And O Patria Mia, so Oh My Father, Aida Aria, I see. Okay, and it's just you and me, baby. This does look like holiday, but I suppose that's because I have an H in here and it may not even be. Slanderous, false and malicious, slanderous. Yes, it's sort of legally, in this case, legally, actionably false and malicious. And it's on the road again. Okay, it's not anything. It's on the road again. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to describe a vehicle that's been repaired or recertified or something like that. And what about this? Rhetorical question of who am I kidding? Okay, it's not tragic irony. Boy, this is my original sin here, the tragic irony. That's what led to this entire chain of incorrect inferences. Boy. Okay, rhetorical question of self-deprecation. Who am I kidding? There we go. So, tragic comic. No. Tragic comedy. Okay, there we go. All right. Waiting for Godot is a tragic comedy. Okay, I think that's fine. That fits. I'm happy with that. I'm very confident in this case and happy to move past this ruinous clue. That really... is this Aiden maybe? Baby care brand? Anyway, happy to move past that. It's just you and me, baby. Okay, it's not holiday anything. Once again. Will You Love Me Tomorrow with the... I mean, I can think of that song in my head, but the something ets, I bet. Blank Chen, member of the girl group SHE. I have no idea. I don't even think I've heard of that. Doesn't matter to me. I'm easy. There we go. Okay, so ets might be correct, actually. Grew an appreciation for, warmed to. So does that work? Etta Chen, maybe? The A of Torah. Oh, or maybe not. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, the Shondells? No, that doesn't fit. I'm guessing this is actually Ella Chen because the A of Torah would be Aleph, which would be, the equivalent of alpha in the Hebrew alphabet. So if something is unoccupied, it's idle. This has got to be L and in L's, this group. And then repeated cry in aerobics, step, 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 I guess they would say. And then end of class, classist, classism. Dance wildly is to mosh. So classism, end of class with a question mark. So this sometimes when you see this end of or beginning of, especially with a question mark, although not always with a question mark, it will mean a prefix or a suffix to the word. So the end of class just means a suffix that can be added to the word class. In this case, ism to make classism. Okay, to goof is to err, to make a mistake, and one of the maritime provinces. This will be Canadian, presumably, and PEI, Prince Edward Island, the province. And then, I don't think I looked at this clue before. I wonder why. They promise no hurt feelings, pain relievers, I suppose. All right. Oh, Shirelles, the Shirelles, I suppose this is. And it's just you and me, babies. Solo what? Annoyingly, I can't get traveling and vacations and holiday out of my head. That's very annoying. Bundle is a pile, maybe. And then this would be Aiden, the baby care brand. Oh, solo parenting. It's just you and me addressing the baby, literally, not as a sort of romantic pet name, but literally talking to a baby, a solo parent. All right. Where Oliver Hazard Perry said, we have met the enemy and their heirs. Oh, is this the War of 1812, maybe, between the United Kingdom and the United States and Lake Erie, perhaps? And then largest city in the U.S. that's not a county seat. Mesa, Arizona? I mean, I never in a million years would have known that without the crosses, but perhaps. It's on the road again. Oh, a used vehicle. Okay, it's the most straightforward version of that. What do we have here? Oh ho, you might say. Cause of bad breath, an onion, perhaps. Let's see if that works. Mark or Pow of the NBA. You'll be shocked to learn I have no idea who this basketball player is, or either of them. I don't think. Maybe I will if I see the answer. Tea party serving. A scone could be served at a tea party, or a scone, depending on where you live, how you philosophically feel about that here in the UK. Bygone US fuel brand would be Esso. Just turning SO for Standard Oil into a word. Chips go with for short. I mean, fish and chips is the most obvious, but oh no, guac. Chips and so in this case, tortilla chips is what that's getting at, and guacamole. And so, right, for short. I didn't even think about that before I said fish, which would be a completely invalid answer because the for short is indicating an abbreviation or contraction. In this case, contracting guacamole to guac. A scorekeeper could be a musical score. It does have the question mark indicating some pun or wordplay. Oh, a music stand maybe holds the score physically. This looks like Jason, doesn't it? Although I guess not. This will just be a name I don't know. Tiny dosage units. Millimeters or what? Why can't I think of what that is? Oh, milligrams. Mark Gasol or Pau Gasol. I mean, that must be right. I don't know. I'll have to just assume it is. Apple counter. Oh, Genius Bar. This was referenced in a recent crossword, actually. Apple's branding terminology for their tech support area in their stores. A try could be a stab. You take a try, take a stab at this puzzle. I took many stabs at these central answers here. It took me quite a few. Oh, did I never fill this in? No, I guess not. So wear out looks like tire out. And then what's this? Blank sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes. Paul Laurence Dunbar. So this looks like air. So air, the poetic spelling of before. E-R-E. Ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes. Before sleep comes down. Okay. Intro to America's pastime. So America's pastime is classically considered to be baseball. Intro. So children sometimes play t-ball as an introduction, I suppose, to baseball. That's sort of a clever, slightly cryptic clue, not cryptic, but it's slightly, I don't know, it's not obvious. It wasn't immediately obvious. It wouldn't have been if I didn't have this B here, I don't think. I think without that B, I would have spent much longer. Anyway, that's when the ball is mounted on a sort of, I don't know, I guess sort of shoulder height T stand that the child can hit the ball off of. Schedule abbreviation schedule abbreviation could be TBA or TBD, to be announced or to be determined. A looks more likely. Yes, fervor is ardor. You're burning with ardor to solve a crossword. And a tonal language family could be Bantu. I think Bantu is a tonal language. Does that work? Yes. Cher, but not Sunny. So Sunny and Cher, the singing duo. Alto is generally a female singing range, so that's why it would apply to Cher, but not Sunny. And then a haze is a blur. And there we have it. We have completed the Friday puzzle. So, boy, this really gave me some trouble here. And I guess it all went back to the Waiting for Godot, this tragic, what did I think? Tragic irony, I thought maybe it was. And that what was ridiculous about that is that it allowed me to build so much on top of it that I went all the way over here, and I think it was, and then even SAG, I sort of thought, well, maybe it's SAG after is so familiar, but maybe it's a different union. And then, so I built incorrect answers all the way over there, and it was theremins that eventually, because this was so conclusive, eerie sounding instruments that are played without physical contact. I was really saved by the theremin in this puzzle here. That was the thing that broke this chain of incorrect suppositions that I piled on each other. Just pile upon pile, a bundle of errors that I had. I goofed. Anyway, a good Friday themeless puzzle, I think. And I just really went down the garden path on that one. So do let me know how you fared with it. I'm curious if anyone else. Probably my particular woe is probably unique to me, I would think. But I'll be curious how others who maybe solved this puzzle in a more typical way found it. So yes, an enjoyable debut effort by Erica Sung Wojcik, and it threw me for a loop, that's for sure. All right, now let's discuss a few clues from yesterday's puzzle. I don't think there was too much. But let's see. Right, not too much. So Alexis C. explains, B'nai B'rith is an influential Jewish organization in the United States. This was a term I was familiar with, but wasn't exactly sure what it is. And Alexis continues, they're active in a lot of fundraising and general international advocacy, but I know them mostly for their work with the United Nations around Israel. So thank you, Alexis C., for that explanation of B'nai B'rith. And then Bend Theory called out my fancy French pronunciation of the city, which I must have said something like Decatur or something like that. But Long Way to Tipperary says, the name is pronounced Decatur in Georgia. I lived there many years. So Decatur, and that's spelled Decatur. So thank you, Long Way to Tipperary and Ben Theory, for correcting my pronunciation. I think I'd probably seen it written before, but not heard it pronounced in the context of a city in Georgia. So I was not aware of that. And that does happen, obviously, with words that come from another language, which presumably this does come from French, but have been sort of become native words, I guess. Anyway, that's that. I think that was all I had from yesterday's puzzle. So a tricky theme, but not too many obscure answers, I suppose. At least I didn't end up with many for myself. And that's that for today's video. That's it for today's puzzle, the Friday puzzle. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you join me again for tomorrow's puzzle, another themeless puzzle. I hope it's not too much harder than this one for me, because this one did put me through my paces. But that's fine. We'll tackle it either way. And I hope you do so with me. So until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.